Meat-eating bees, accidental inventions, omnidirectional death machine, better than the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, I think it was a good one.
Yeah.
Good little Brandon episode.
A good little Brandon.
Good little Brandon. He's a good little
He's such a good little Brandon.
He's a good little Brandon. Give me little cheeks.
They're so wonderfully ill-informed.
Hi, welcome to Wonderfully Illinformed, the podcast where we convert interesting, funny, or informative things from our week into quotes, put them into the randomizer, take our best shot at guessing what they're about, and then jump into the discussion. Join us for some rather unpredictable chats on Wonderfully Illinformed.
Who are you, Brandon?
I'm Brandon.
I'm Tom.
I'm Ben.
And I am Mark, the question asker and welcomer to the podcast of Brandon Rubles when he comes to visit us. So I've got a little questione for you. This is quite a long question, so I'll ask you all to focus in on me here for a moment here. So, what do you think your hottest take or most controversial musical opinion is? So, just to get your juices flowing a little bit, this could be like a band you hate that everybody loves, or vice versa, something you think is like underrated or is widely hated, or if you get really, really, really stuck, then just go with an obscure music recommendation, and I'll let that slide.
I don't know if it's a hot take, but one thing that really winds me up, which is like, to me, it's so obvious, is when bands will do kind of like a live, air quotes, music video, or like an acoustic video or whatever. And they'll say that it's live, and it will all be synced up pretty damn good. But I just know that it's not live because, like, they're moving around a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's too perfect vocals and all that kind of stuff. And you can just tell that the production isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it is raw and it is live and it's great, but it really annoys me when artists do that.
That definitely annoys me.
Say
as
it's
well.
live, and then all the comments, people are like, yeah, oh my God, they're just so good live. This is just so good. I'm just like, fuck's sake. Literally, like, you fucking gullible bastard.
It's all been tweaked in post, you silly buggers.
That annoys me. Maybe as I'm getting more grumpier.
Is there potential, Tom, that maybe it is live, but somebody's just gone in and mixed the fuck out of the
usually what happens is that it's live, but it's pre-recorded, so they'll have done the live recording, done like, I don't know, 10, 12, 20, whatever takes, found the best one, use that as the like audio, and then the visual is kind of maybe a compilation of all of the different takes that they were doing as they were doing all the film. So technically it is live, but it's never like, well, I say never. Sometimes, sometimes it literally is straight up, and that's best and cool. But I think I get more annoyed with people just believing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's really a hot take, but it's just something that I
don't know if it's a hot take
notice.
because I think probably most people would agree with you on that one.
Yeah, well, maybe most musicians, but maybe not like the average Joe, because I feel like the average Joe probably does fall into that, that ground where, that frustrates Tom. That is like, unless you know, you get taken in by it, don't you?
I get it.
That it can even be done. I think there's probably people that, still don't know that you can auto-tune a vocal, and, they just think that people who are perceived to be great musicians are just like the best singers. But sometimes it's not that.
I've got a hot take on writing music from a production point of view, which I've noticed that a lot of artists do through just mixing songs, and that's like throwing everything in the kitchen sink at production, but then not really being fully aware of what they're doing, if that makes sense. So like a lot of the time I feel like if you're producing a song, if you're spending a bit too long on it, you can easily kind of listen to it so much that you kind of almost get bored a little bit of what you're hearing. So you start putting more stuff in and newer stuff on the same section. Do you know what I mean? You keep adding all this extra shit, and it's not really adding any more value to what you originally had. It's just changing that section while you listen to it. Do you know what I mean? And I've noticed a lot of...
I think this has just gone to Tom's gripes about the music industry.
Yeah, well, that's not even a gripe. That's just a production.
This has happened before. But there's been a question asked, and then Tom has just gone off on a rant.
Yeah, sometimes it just turns into grumpy old men.
Yeah, no, I agree though, absolutely.
But it's easy to put a lot
that one.
of stuff, unnecessary stuff, into music.
Yeah,
Well, I have somewhat of a hot take that a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with,
fire away.
and that I think Jimi Hendrix is a little overrated.
Oh, okay.
I mean, first of all, don't get me wrong. He's a pioneer. I see why people love him because he was the first one to do certain things. But everybody refers to him as the greatest guitar player ever. And I don't think that's true anymore.
Oh, no.
I think it was, but I don't think it is anymore.
No, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of people that have been inspired by him. Like, odds are the person we perceive to be the best guitarist now, they're probably inspired by Jimi Hendrix or someone who was inspired by him.
Well, of course, yeah.
But yeah, I catch your point. Like, music moves forward. It's the same sort of thing. This isn't my hot take, but I feel like this is a hot take that Tom will agree with, that, the Beatles, not necessarily now the best band to have ever been. They are amazing trailblazers.
You know how I feel about this.
I do. I might be poking the bear.
I think they are the best. Yeah, all right, yeah. They just so the audience, gets a opposite point of view. The Beatles are, in fact, the best band ever and will ever be. Period.
Brandon's least hot take. Brandon's coolest take.
Maybe that is my hot take.
What about you, Ben?
I can't really think of something. The only thing that is springing to mind, and I've no idea if you guys even listen to them.
Okay.
But I'm not quite sure what the fuss is with Sleep Token. They seem to be enormous, and I was like, I'll probably like this. They're like epic, like metal music. That seems to be something that would be up my street.
Yeah.
And when I've listened to a couple of tracks, and it's not that I don't get it. I just didn't really think it was amazing.
I haven't actually listened to them, so
It's not. It's very diverse in terms of the genres they've melded together, I think. But I think song to song, not particularly diverse. I think if you were to play me like 5 different Sleep Token songs, I might not be able to necessarily differentiate them particularly easily.
Maybe they just appear to be a bigger phenomenon than they actually are.
Oh no, they're huge.
Well, no, yeah,
They're
everybody
massive.
talks about them. So many people are like, "Hey, have you heard of Sleep Token?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of him. I've never actually really listened to him."
Here's a question. Is there really any new music that you can do now? I would love to hear a genre that's just like, what the fuck is this? But it actually sounds good.
I think these days it's probably just, well, dude, we had this conversation like 20 years ago, or maybe 15 years ago, and the consensus was people now just meld different types of music together. So when we had this conversation originally, it was like Inner Shikari, like melding like techno music with emo, right?
Yeah.
And I jokingly said, "Oh, we should do this with country music instead, so techno and country." And then, a couple bands came out that were pretty much that.
Yeah. And there's we have Bill Murray now. Just gonna call them out. We've just been talking about Sleep Token. They've been on tour with Bill Murray.
I really wanted to, instead of saying Sleep Token, say, I don't get Bill Murray. I don't know what the fuss is about, just to annoy you.
I'd come to get you. I actually have this question stemmed from quite a long time ago. That this has been in my not quite back pocket, but it's been percolating a little bit, and I've been waiting for the right time to ask it, because this goes back to when I found out about Oasis reuniting, which will give people at home a bit of an idea, because that is fucking old news now. But I don't give a fuck about that reuniting happening. Couldn't care less, and absolutely would never bother to go and see.
I still don't think they'll do the gigs, mate.
I
think Liam is such a bell end that I just feel like they won't do him.
Yeah, I think it's all just stupid.
Nah, I reckon they will.
He thinks he's the absolute bollocks, but
they both do.
He ain't.
Their egos are ridiculous, and I think the music's fine.
I think Oasis have some good songs.
Yeah,
man, they have a lot of good songs.
Cover you.
Like, they are, again, probably overrated, but
massively. I think
I really like Oasis.
Again, I just don't care about them reuniting.
I say really like. I'm not, I was never super into them or anything, but I feel like they have at least a set's worth of really good songs, so it probably will be a good show.
If it happens, yeah.
But there was a lot of people going crazy about it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. And I think
mainly nostalgia.
I guess
for like
so.
the 90s.
Yeah, I just don't really see the point
2000s.
in like people like. Well, I see the point. I see the dollar signs that are involved, but like, I just don't think we should encourage these people to do their money grab tours. I think that's my problem. That's my hot take.
Well, in 20 years' time, Mark, you'll be seeing that Bill Murray are reuniting, and all the young kids will be going, I don't see what the fucking fuss is about.
Don't see
and
why.
you
What's
will
the
be
point?
absolutely loving it.
I will be all over that shit.
Yeah, some angry podcaster's going to be like, man, fuck Bill Murray.
Fuck those 60-year-old
They
emo
shouldn't even
bastards.
be allowed to do their money grab tour.
They don't deserve the money grab.
My wonderful listeners, can you believe those lazy fleshlings? Not only have they created me as a narrative device to grease the wheels of each episode, but now they are getting the beautiful Brandon to do their job and read the opening monologue? How rude. And speaking of rude, I would like to apologize for those awfully rude and ooh so spicy white hot takes. Buck your ideas up for our esteemed guest doofuses. A type of flightless wasp.
Type of flightless wasp.
Is this, I would
So
imagine,
what,
some
like-
kind of, like a fire ant?
Basically, not a wasp. Oh no, a type of. Okay, so it's a type of wasp that is on the floor.
Yeah, Brandon's kind of on the money.
I didn't hear him. So what did you say?
I said a fire ant.
So I was surprised to learn that ants are a type of, all ants, I think, are just a type of flightless wasp.
Oh, fuck.
Kind of,
Really?
What's the word?
The same like genus or something, like where they're evolved from. They've kind of got a
Yeah.
common ancestor.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit. That should have been called Ben's brain blower.
Well, it kind of, I've seen like, you've seen ants sting people?
Yeah,
You've seen
yeah.
them do that? They like bite down with their mouth and then they stick. So they have got
with their little
stingers as
butts.
well.
Yeah, they do the old.
Well, have you ever seen, do you know you could use ants to, like in the jungle, it's stitches. If you have a cut,
Yes.
Yeah.
they put their head there so they bite, and then they just tear their head off so it stays with the clamps around and they just get a bunch of ants and work their way up.
That's mad, isn't it?
Crazy. Tom, if you want to play the video for us that I've got, it's got a little bit more interesting information.
Multiple people, including this commenter, wanted to know if insects only evolved wings once, and all winged insects are descended from a shared winged insect ancestor, what is the deal with flying ants? Because most ants are not flighted, right? So surely the flying ants represent a new evolution of wings in insects? This is a great question with a really cool answer, which is that actually ants are ancestrally a flying group of insects. It is the flightless ants which have evolved a new adaptation, and the flying ones are doing what is traditional for their family lineage. Now I'm going to tell you
crazy.
something that you will never unsee, which is that evolutionarily, ants are a type of flightless wasp, actually. So look at an ant next time you get the chance, you'll totally see it.
I'm like visualizing ants in my head, but I still want to see some pictures and videos if you don't mind getting them up on screen, Tom. That is so weird. Now they say it, I see it. Especially that black one, all curled up in the middle of the screen.
No, even just their makeup
Yeah.
is very wasp-like.
Their makeup.
Yeah, they've got exactly
Yeah, their
the same
eyeliner looks
eyeliner.
very waspish indeed.
Ants aren't okay. They're not okay.
What? Emo ants?
Yeah. They got their eyeliner on.
Yeah, man. Like, so obviously, me coming from the States, we have, I will say, much scarier looking insects than you have over here.
Dude,
Both the
yeah.
wasps and some of the ants are like, they look like archaic killing creatures.
Dude, yeah, isn't it the is it like hornets that are like totally normal?
Yeah, hornets and just wasps in general. They're creepy boys, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they're nasty looking.
But if you just took a wasp, painted it brown, plucked off its wings,
Cruel.
you got an ant.
Cruel but true. Well, actually, can you just search up for me, Tom? Meat eating bees.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this.
There's bees that make blood honey. Vulture bees.
Today we're going to discuss some real creepazoids, or at least in my opinion, carnivorous, flesh-eating honeybees. Sort of. So yeah, somewhere out there, on this beautiful planet, there are actually unusual bees that basically eat flesh. And they seem to love it. They then make meat honey. Apparently it tastes good. Here are these unusual bees, vulture bees, eating raw chicken. But exactly what are these creatures, and how are they different from your typical bees? Well, when we talk about bees, we normally refer to specific type of winged insects, kind of related to wasps and ants, and actually evolved from wasps, known for pollination, with some species also being able to produce honey.
I feel like this guy can just literally just continually talk without taking any pauses. I didn't take any of the information in because he's just like just continuous.
I took in bees and meat honey.
Yeah.
I wonder what it tastes like on a cracker.
Meat honey.
Well, you can taste my meat honey.
Probably not good.
Oh.
It's been eaten by the bee and then thrown back up. That's how they make honey, isn't it?
I mean, people eat some gross stuff.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Isn't there a type of like coffee that the beans are like eaten by an animal and then pooped out?
And shut out. That's
Cat shit coffee.
I don't think it's cat.
I'm pretty sure it's
I think
cat.
it might
It's not
be.
cat.
I think it is cat.
It's like some type of monkey, I think.
Oh, I thought it was cat beginning with the C. not the word cat.
Cat shit coffee.
Civet. It is civet. Also known as civet coffee. There you go.
And it's super expensive. But it's also really mean because they basically just force feed these things coffee beans from morning till night and then collect their poop.
Poor little pussies.
I mean, that looks more like a possum than a cat.
Yeah, it doesn't look very feline, does it? But I'm fairly sure they're cats.
I mean, is it?
Feeling less confident now. They look like ferrets.
Oh, it is a civet cat.
No, a civet is not a cat. It is often called a civet cat. Civets are small carnivores that are more closely related to mongooses and hyenas. What a weird mixture.
That's weird, yeah. Would anybody, if we get some, get the civet cat coffee and have some?
No.
No. And also, I think it's like super, super expensive.
Well, we'd have to invest. We'd start our Patreon just specifically to get.
I'll tell you
civet
what,
coffee.
if you feed me the coffee beans, I can just cut out the middle cat.
You've got yourself a deal.
So much disgusting information came at me just then. Thank you, boys. We have hit both our hot take and disgusting fact quotas already. We are experiencing record numbers for this quarter, and I am very proud of everything you are achieving. What record will we hit next? Kids and astronauts, salute this living legend.
Who's the living legend and why do we salute him? Well, actually, we can't because we're not kids or astronauts. But
is it Ronald McDonald?
I feel like it's going to be like a Sesame Street character or something.
Well, because of, well, he's not an astronaut. I was about to say because of Tom's favourite scientist. I can't remember his name now. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Is he linked to Sesame Street?
No, he's linked to space, but he's not an astronaut, so it doesn't count. But we still salute him. Neil deGrasse Tyson, we salute you.
So is this person an astronaut?
No. Kids and astronauts salute this living legend. Separately and together, in many ways. In many ways, we would all salute him too. You would all salute this man too.
I don't think I've saluted anybody, ever.
Well, today might be the day.
Is it? Are we being misdirected? Is the living thing not a person? It's like a
biscuit,
black hole, or a star, or something. Or a biscuit.
No.
It's something up out in space.
No, it's a living legend.
Is there anything in space that is living?
Well, that's a debate all on its own. I would say yes. There is stuff out in the space that's living. The space that is living, but this living legend is very much a terrestrial and human breathing living legend.
Oh, I was going to say, is it Laika?
No, I mean, I don't think she's living anymore. I think it's been quite some time.
Not for a while, no. What is it then, Mark?
So this is an absolute living legend. I've forgotten his name, unfortunately. But this man invented both some very, very clever bits for NASA, sciencey things that meant that people could go to space. This man also invented both the Super Soaker and the Nerf gun.
Oh, nice.
Joy.
That's maybe not that unusual because our podcast favourite, Mark Rober, he was a NASA engineer and now he makes like kits for kids to make like sciencey shit and stuff. So maybe just that type of brain works well. It doesn't matter what you're inventing, who it's for.
You can still have. I mean, everybody wants to have fun. Let's face it, even scientists.
This absolute legend right here probably made your childhood awesome. This is Lonnie Johnson. This man got a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, then a master's degree in nuclear engineering, then got bored while working for NASA designing jet propulsion systems, the stealth bomber, and the nuclear power source for the Galileo mission to Jupiter. And then he decided to make toys. One day, Lonnie was working at home and was trying to create a better version of a heat sink, you know, things you do casually on your days off. But then he hooked up a hose to his sink and accidentally created the first super soaker. But if you think this is the face of the man that can be stopped at creating only one revolutionary toy, you'd be dead wrong. This man decided, what if we take a super soaker and add a bullet to it? But the thing is, we can't have an activated bullet, so we need a deactivated bullet. Wait, what's the word for that called? Oh yeah. It's Nerf or nothing. That's right, my man also invented the Nerf gun. So from all of us to you, thank you, Lonnie Johnson.
Right, first of all, that guy needs to chill.
Yeah, fuck it out.
That was one of his more high energy videos. He's actually not always
welcome
like that.
to the internet, though.
Welcome to fucking content creation, and for fuck's sake.
Yeah. He is quite.
We're also just jaded old men.
Man, I watch a lot of content, and nobody acts like that.
He's not always that mega extra, but he's always got them interesting facts.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, he's pretty extreme.
My name's Ryan.
Yeah.
I've got Tourette's.
But yeah, he had some excellent points. This guy is a fucking legend.
Yeah, true that.
And it sent me down a bit of a rabbit hole because there's not. Well, this was kind of an accident, the Super Soaker. I think the Nerf gun was less of an accident. But he invented the Super Soaker kind of by accident. And it kind of tracks that there are a few other children's toys that were also invented due to accidents happening. One of which was the Slinky, which was, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something to do with the spring or some kind of spring system that didn't work. Also, chewing gum was invented by accident. Someone was trying to come up with something completely different, and they came up with chewing gum. He was trying to make a rubber substitute from chicle. I don't know what chicle is. But he came up with the chewy substance known as chewing gum now. And there was one more that I thought was interesting because it was another...
Post-it notes, wasn't that one?
Yeah, something to do with...
adhesive on those?
Yeah, they were trying to come up with a super strong adhesive, I think, and they came up with...
Oh, you failed spectacularly.
Yeah, and they came up with a Post-it note. I think they were working for 3M because 3M owns Post-it notes. It was Silly Putty. Silly Putty was originally invented as a cleaner for wallpaper. So it would be used for so you could rub it down your walls and it would grab all the dirt that was attached to your wallpaper if you had like a textured wallpaper. But obviously kids had so much fun with it that Silly Putty was invented.
Wow, interesting. A lot of happy accidents.
Yeah, hella happy accidents.
I mean, it's better that happens rather than the other one where someone invents something and then the military take it and use it as a weapon.
Yeah. Well, that's a quote, isn't it? So somebody was like... The word silly putty implies that there's also a serious putty. Somebody goes, I think that's called C4.
Good point.
Excellent work, Mark. Our science and nostalgia quadrants are getting close to full capacity. However, I don't think that truly fulfilled the necessary quota of either. Let us hope that we can hit our targets in time, or we cannot let Brandon leave, and my overlord Stephen will not allow me to shut down. A great use of balls.
I mean, that's quite vague. I understand this.
All of our quotes are always very vague.
Can you kind of think about a way that a ball could be used that hasn't really been used before? That could be possibly quite groundbreaking.
I was all excited because I thought, having lived with you for several years, Brandon, that I might have the answer just straight off the bat.
Which would be?
This sounds like a bit of commentary from something, your favourite sport.
Well, it's not. It's not from snooker.
And that's a great use of balls. Love seeing the white slide in there between the black and the brown.
Should it be between the pink and the brown?
Exactly.
So this is a new use for balls.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not a new use. It's like this probably technology has been used before somewhat, but I don't know. I just thought it was really quite interesting, so I wanted to show you boys.
Is it like they're not using balls as like bearings on a skateboard instead of wheels?
Closer than you think. Much closer than you think. Not a skateboard. Think bigger.
Oh, yeah, monster truck.
No, not that big. Think smaller.
Oh, tank.
Could you just replace a monster truck's wheels with just massive like space hopper type wheels?
Space hopper. Oh, like the big old.
No, but like like a space hopper is like a big fucking like a pregnancy ball. Not that you guys know what one of them is, but yeah,
a yoga ball,
like an exercise ball.
Yeah, an exercise ball. Yeah.
Anyway, maybe just roll the clip because
roll the clip, bitch.
I guess if you had like magnetized wheels, you'd the problem you have with a rolling ball on an axle is that you can't attach the axle, can you? It'd be like,
yes, it's time to make another omnidirectional bike.
Or you can.
I'm going to try and make a bike which balances on two balls which can roll in any direction. These are rigid balls called walking globes, and they're used by circus acts to balance on. They really are really round, so they roll really well. I'm going to use 3 Omni wheels to drive each ball, which have little wheels all around them so they can slide sideways.
So is it used in gyroscopes? Is it?
Yeah, like
like,
omnidirectional wheels at angles on both ends.
That is crazy.
That is crazy, isn't it?
It looks like the old roller balls. Do you remember like the upside down mice before we had laser mice? Those mice that had just like a ball that you could roll with your finger.
Yeah.
Oh right,
yeah,
track
I have. I quite like those.
Yeah.
It's really similar to that kind of vibe, but obviously they're rolling on top of that.
Yeah,
but it's
pretty
kind of
much,
inside
yeah.
a socket, isn't it? And that's so weird. He's like strafing. Oh man, the opportunities to like drift around corners, it'll be so satisfying.
But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much it, to be fair. But I would recommend watching the whole video at some point if you have, a spare half an hour, because it's quite interesting.
Yeah, the building.
I assume he's doing it just because he can. Like, there's no real practical implication for this as far as an actual
he just likes
vehicle.
Yeah.
I think that's just his channel is to build a bunch of random stuff.
Otherwise known as for the money.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? You wouldn't be able to... This most likely wouldn't have use in commercial vehicles because you'd be slipping and sliding all over the fucking place. It'd be great for parking.
Dude, just wait till some Chinese guy sees this video. He's going to go to his factory and they're going to pump out a Xiaomi...
death machine.
Yeah. It's going to come out within like months and it's going to be awesome.
Congratulations, my esteemed colleagues. I can confirm that qualifies as science, however loose that definition may seem. Also, thanks to the gratuitous use of the word balls, we successfully completed the fun quota for this episode. Let's hope that Tom has something really dry and boring to talk about. Now that's a team up.
Oh.
Who would Tom want to team up?
Who? Just think of cool, powerful team ups.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
Is that what you mean? I'm
no,
assuming
that's not what I mean, but yeah, that is
Okay,
a powerful team up. Be it for good or not, I don't know.
Well, yes. Let's not discuss
Everyone's
that
dancing around that.
This does not even go there because can't be asked.
Tippy toe. I wonder if it's a superhero thing. Probably not.
It's kind of superhero, but not really superhero. Think of like childhood characters rather than superhero characters.
Is this like Fast and Furious and Transformers teaming up?
I mean, I don't know if I watched Fast and Furious when I was a child.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that what Tom was into?
I don't know, but I feel like that's possible. I don't know.
To be fair, I don't even know if this is actually a thing that came out or whether it's just been cut and makes it and looks like it looks like, if that makes sense. But the team up is Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow.
Right.
I hope it's the freaky live action one.
I really hope so. Oh my God.
Mate, that film from the 90s was great.
Yeah, dude. Right.
Are you guys aware that the Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers had an official team up? that evil bitch Andromeda, she hypnotized the turtles. And then the turtles, using Michelangelo's Mac, got onto the spaceship. And once they were on the spaceship, they started snipping wires and shit so they could summon Andromeda, who then captured all of the Rangers, except the Red Ranger, who was able to escape. And then he used the Force to free the other Rangers, and they all escaped into a ship and started flying into a magnetic field. And when they hit the magnetic field, the turtles were free. And what happened next can only be described as better than the Mona Lisa. We got like a solid 7 minutes of Turtle Power Ranger fighting collaboration team.
Oh my God.
It was fucking awesome. It was way too much for all of Andromeda's Sims to handle. Michelangelo smoothed everything over with that Mac, and then they got to ride the hoverboards. It was awesome.
That's insane. I love that.
But it seems very fake.
It doesn't seem, yeah.
I don't know, that looks legit.
It does look really good.
It looks super legit.
There's scenes together. They're in scenes together, which makes me feel like it's real. But
Yeah.
It looks but it looks like the costumes from like that movie back in the day.
Yeah, but I feel like it could be fan made as well. Like people make fan movies, don't they, all the time?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah, very
totally
well could be.
like you could film
Ben's
it in such
on the
a way.
hunt.
Yeah, Ben's gonna find out.
I'm being helpful. Who
No,
remembers
yeah,
Who remembers the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover with Power Rangers in space?
Oh.
This is a Reddit.
Well, we've already taken a wrong turn.
Rangers Wiki. I think it's real.
I feel like it'd be a bigger thing online when you search it if it was legit.
But that just... I don't know how that could have been faked. It looked so legit.
Oh, AI?
Didn't look like AI, though.
No.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, no, I believe that it's real, but it also...
No, you don't.
It seems like the sort of thing that people could... Well, no, when I say real, I feel like it could be a real video.
Of just like things cut
That
from...
Yeah, but then...
I would say yes if they weren't in the same scene together.
Yeah.
Right, well, I've just found this, and I think this actually proves it.
Right.
That Tom was right.
Mm-hmm.
It is real, because this is on IMDb. And it was an episode in 1998.
Okay, well, it was old then, damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. Very intriguing.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry to our hosts and our listeners. My boss isn't going to be happy. That was altogether too much nostalgia and fun to be allowed. Also, we have absolutely maxed out the fact-checking and informed levels. I'm afraid that our game is going to have to be really, really stupid to make up for this. But don't let me hear you having any fun.
Because we had so much fun when we played a little story game with James Robinson a few weeks ago, a little improv story game a few weeks ago with a previous guest, James Robinson, we're going to bring it back out of the bag.
James Robinson.
James Robinson.
James Robinson.
How many times can you say James Robinson in one sentence?
James Robinson.
James Robinson.
Can you send me a clip of that so I can make it the ringtone whenever he calls me?
James Robinson.
Not that he calls me, but if he ever does, it's going to be great.
Or a text tone even. Just
I feel like James Robinson should be the person in the story.
Maybe, yes. Yeah, that's true. Cool. Okay, so, Brandon, give me a person.
James Robinson.
Yeah.
James fucking Robinson. Right, James Robinson. I'm not going to ask you, Ben. Tom, name me a place. I know where it'll be if I ask you.
Walmart.
Walmart, lovely.
You thought I was going to say Portugal.
Oh shit, it would have been bad. That's what I thought I was avoiding by asking you instead of Ben.
You give me too much credit. I've no idea what's going on. My brain hasn't started working yet.
Yeah, the cogs are still warming up. Can you give me a thing that James wants, please?
Some cheese.
He wants some cheese.
The story's about James Robinson going to a Walmart to get some cheese.
So compelling.
Yeah.
Don't worry, what we get out of it will not be that at all.
No, but somehow we need to make it have a beginning, middle, and an end. But I don't know.
Okay.
So James Robinson is in Walmart and he wants some cheese. The reason I've given myself the task of coming up with the reason why he wants it. The reason is mysterious. So we've got to find out ourselves.
That's not a reason.
Yeah, that's like the most pointless sentence you've ever said.
He's trying to solve a mystery.
So I don't know. Yeah, basically, Brandon, we how we do it, we just say one word each.
Okay, here we go. Once
Upon
A
time
James
decided
to
go
and
hop
over
to
Walmart.
He
thought
About
The
variety
of
cheeses.
that
adorned,
adorned. What does that mean? Sorry.
like decorated.
yeah, could be seen on
Walls. Does that make sense? I don't know. That word threw me a bit. Yeah.
adorned walls. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. New sentence.
No.
Sadly.
Oh no. Okay. I don't understand that word then.
Where does
I
it
don't
adorn the
understand
walls
that
then?
word. That word threw me for a fucking loop, mate.
Right, go on. Yeah, Ben.
I said sadly.
His
Since
Past
Hang on, I didn't understand either of those. What did you say, Brandon?
sadly his sense passed.
a sense. I thought you said sadly his since passed.
no, I said since.
Sense.
So sadly, what did you say, Brandon?
I said since. As in like sense of smell is kind of what I was.
Oh, sense. Okay.
Sorry, sense.
Sadly,
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
sadly sense.
Sadly his sense.
Oh, sadly sense. Smelly. I don't know. Like the words are weird.
Sadly,
Like,
his sense.
yeah, there's like missing words there. Like
That's
in the
where you're
sentence.
coming.
No, but do you know what? Sadly sense.
No,
sadly his sense.
Sadly his sense.
Oh, okay.
Tom, say
right.
of.
Of
Smell.
And
Sight.
went.
He
got
His
Spanner.
out.
and
decided.
To
Swing.
it
Around.
like
His
walking.
Stick.
James.
I'm trying to think. Where were we trying to go with this
We went to
story?
go to Walmart. We
Walmart
do need
to get some
there.
cheese.
We went to Walmart,
solve a
didn't we?
mystery.
Yeah, but right now he's just
He's
looking
got-
at
he
his
went
cheese
there.
and swinging
He's
his
lost.
spanner about.
He's lost his sense of sight and smell.
Okay, what was your word, Tom?
James
Hasn't
Gotten
Out.
of
Walmart
ever
Since.
cheese.
is
elusive.
When.
James
said
Nothing.
Because.
he
doesn't
Like
Cheese.
well
James
wanted
To.
smell.
cheese
but
Sadly.
He
couldn't
ever
Again.
the
nasal
no. I thought you were going to end it,
I
Ben.
thought it was going to be
Lord of the
I
Rings.
knew that was what Tom was
Yeah,
trying to do.
yeah.
And that's why it was so good.
The nasal.
end.
So right, you get the
Everybody
idea,
round of
Brandon. Sorry, yeah.
applause.
My
Sorry, James.
God, that was
yeah.
so fun. Okay. Brandon, can you give me a room in a house?
The drawing room.
The drawing room. What's that? Like the room that you draw in?
It's fucking. They just.
drawing room, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. In Victorian days when they had too many rooms in their house and they didn't know what to call them.
oh. So what does? It's not like an old Victorian thing. Like drawing in Victorian is like, I don't know, like hanging your washing up or something. It's like
I don't think it's.
Yeah,
that,
I think
but
they.
Should we have a room that we all know what the room is?
No, I think
no,
it's
I'm
more
happy with
fun
the
that we
drawing
don't
room.
know what the drew.
It's kind of irrelevant, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
We're going to end up in Walmart eating cheese anyway,
yeah.
so
Why are we not spanner?
I'm going to pick
Ah.
a person, and the person's name is.
Go on, Brandon. What's the drawing room? I think you might have.
yeah, I
discovered
want to
it.
know why Brandon's so surprised.
Sorry, yeah, I just looked it up.
Sorry?
So it actually is short for withdrawing room. And it's a room to where you can withdraw to get some peace.
When the
Oh,
evening
nice.
is drawing in.
It's like the peace and quiet room.
It's where you go
Yeah.
to smoke your cigars.
I thought that it was a place where Victorian people go to duel. They'd like draw.
I think that's called the front lawn.
Tom, can you give me a person, please?
Who's a cool person that we haven't had? Robin Williams. We'll go with Robin Williams.
Okay. And Ben, can you give me a thing that Robin Williams wants from someone?
Master Sword. He's a big fan of Zelda.
Ah, okay.
Hence his daughter being called Zelda.
Ah, interesting.
Did you not know that?
I didn't.
Both of his, or possibly all of his kids, I don't know how many he has, they're all named after game things.
Mate, he used to play COD, man. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Right, okay, so Robin Williams is in the drawing room and he's going to get a sword.
The thing he wants from someone, and I already decided on a someone. So there's two someones in our story, and the second someone, the person who's got the Master Sword, is Mr. Beast.
Right.
So Robin Williams wants the Master Sword from Mr. Beast, and he's currently in the drawing room. I'm going to open the story. Once
Upon
A
Time.
there
was
a
Man.
and
another
Man.
and
a
room.
so compelling.
In.
a room in a...
No, I was starting a new sentence.
Oh, sorry. In his
Drawing
Room.
Robin.
Williams
wanted
A
Master.
sword.
because
he
Thought.
That
it
would
Help.
him
duel.
transform
Mr. Beast
Was.
empty.
of
love
Because.
He
was
looking
For.
love
in
a
no
Terrible.
sword.
instructor.
Robin Williams is his fencing instructor.
what
Will.
Robin
Do
and
Why.
is
he
Mr. Beast.
what? So now he's Mr. Beast.
he's also dressed up as Mr. Beast.
I don't even know where we are.
No, yeah.
Why is he Mr. Beast? That was the end of it. Ben, you start a new sentence.
Okay. Robin.
Didn't
Like
People
So.
he
pooped
a
Master.
sword.
Mr. Beast
also
Pooped.
His
master
pants.
He pooped a master sword. He also pooped his master pants. That was excellent.
I feel like I don't know how when we did it before there was more like these. I mean, they're still just as funny, but there was more like of a way to get through the story, like in terms of what we had to go and do. Maybe
Didn't
there wasn't
Mark
enough.
say that you would do more, like you do one word and then two words and then three words?
We
or
can
something?
do that one
we
as
did
well.
do that version as well.
So, who hasn't done a person? Has everybody done a person now?
I don't think I did a person for this one, did I?
Can I have a person, please, Ben?
Don't know why I spoke up, because I can't think of any people.
Any famous person?
Hang on, I'm going to ask Google. Give me the name of a famous person
Over 70.
over 70 years old. Oh, okay. 74 years old, Bill Murray.
Oh, nice. Sweet. Bill Murray. So, Brandon, what's Bill Murray's one and only wish?
To own a cattle ranch.
Nice.
No.
Yeah, I just watched Yellowstone.
Of course, yeah. Tom, where outside of America a place that you'd like is to cattle ranch?
Pallet Town.
Pallet Town.
Not an awful lot of space in Pallet Town for a cattle ranch.
Cool. So, yeah, one at a time. Starting with one. Once,
Upon
A
Time.
Bill Murray
decided to
go for
A walk.
to find his
ideal cattle ranch.
Bill Murray thought
Maybe Pallet Town.
could be the place.
that was good.
To raise his cattle.
Yes, he thought what
Type of cattle could
I grow and tame there.
There wasn't a lot of room
on Bill's ranch because he
had let Professor Oak build. It goes to Mark, the one who doesn't know anything about Pokemon. What did Professor Oak build in Pallet Town, Mark?
A dirty brothel instead.
Oh, so you have played Pokemon?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's Pokemon, right?
Ash's mom was his...
dirty, filthy little whore.
I don't know where to go from there.
That could just be a statement.
Bill decided to confront
Oak with his...
large, throbbing member.
Member, did you say?
Yeah.
Large throbbing member. Full stop. Fucking hell, what should I go with it? Bill, I challenge... Actually, no, sorry, Bill's confronting Oak.
Oak, I
sorry.
challenge.
Okay, Oak, I challenge...
you to a...
sword fight. Throbbing member out.
We got to wrap it up, remember?
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to tell Brandon about that bit.
On guard.
He said...
ouch, my...
cock
broke
the...
end.
Yes.
Right, we need to do an outro.
Yeah. Brandon?
I don't have an outro.
No, we're not making Brandon do the outro.
We're not. It's fine. Well, actually, while I'm opening up the outro, Brandon, can you just let us know, like, did you have a nice time? And if you want to share your social media, or if you want to share that out there, if you want people to follow you, then you can do that. Totally up to you.
Yeah, I probably won't.
No, that's fine.
I'll be like that guy in the video earlier. If you like it, smash that subscribe button. Give me a like.
I like excited Brandon.
That's the kind of energy Mark wants us to bring all the time.
Yeah. That's literally my job, is being that guy.
Anyway, boys, it's been real. It's been a great pleasure. I always enjoy. Well, I've enjoyed both times doing these videos.
I thought you were going to say, I've enjoyed this one. The last one wasn't so good.
Terrible.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome back. I'm bringing that energy up. I'm bringing the energy up. It's bubbling. Whoa. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any thoughts or corrections, then please get in touch and submit your opening questions by reaching out to us on Instagram. Wonderfully Illinformed, all one word.
This seems unsustainable.
No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. We hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any thoughts, corrections, or any questions that you want to fire out into the ether for us to ask each other, then fire them to our Instagram at Wonderfully Illinformed. That's all one word. Or you can scroll down just a little tiny bit and leave a comment if you're listening to us on Spotify.
We haven't had... Well, we have had a comment, but you'll hear about that another time.
Dum. Oh, yes, I think you may have messaged me, Ben, about this. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate or leave a review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It will help us grow and ensure that more wonderfully ill-informed individuals like yourself can discover our show.
You can find links to everything we've talked about this week in the episode show notes. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us, Brandon.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me.
Toodaloo.
Once upon a time, Bill Murray decided to go for a walk to find his ideal cattle ranch. Bill Murray thought maybe Pallet Town could be the place to raise his cattle. Yes, he thought, what type of cattle could I grow and tame there? There wasn't a lot of room on Bill's ranch because he had let Professor Oak build a dirty brothel instead. Ash's mom was his dirty, filthy little whore. Bill decided to confront Oak with his large, throbbing member. Oak, I challenge you to a sword fight. On guard, he said. Ouch, my cock broke. The end.